Hi everyone, and welcome back to Waterhouse Forde.
Hi.
It's been a little while and the old girl got dusty, loads of other projects going on in the workshop, and we haven't been able to work on her for a number of months. But we're back now, and we're going to get stuck straight back into it. So today we're going to make a start on the transmission case. We're going to first of all take the two side covers off, take a look inside, and disconnect the hydraulic pump. And then we'll try and take the top cover off, and hopefully we'll get through all of that today, but we'll see how we get on. Okay, we're here on what's essentially the right hand side of the tractor. So this is the side plate we want to get off, and we've got a corresponding one on the other side. To do that, we're going to take this brake lever off again. Obviously that just makes it a bit easier. I think I mentioned that when I was putting them on, that we were inevitably going to land up taking them off. What I might do is actually just loosen it and swing it down. That should be enough for now, just to get it out of our way. So yeah, we're going to get that off. Now we'll do the other side, and we'll have a look inside and see what we've got. Okay, so we'll get the other side off, and that'll let some light in, which will make it a bit easier to see inside there as well. But yeah, first proper look inside the transmission case. And actually it doesn't look anywhere near as bad as I was expecting. If you remember when we took the hydraulic control lever off, we found a lot of dirt on that shaft, and I was a bit concerned, but actually looking at that now, that looks okay. So it seems like the dirt was all thrown to the top, but actually at the bottom where all the working bits are, it seems not too bad. So there we go. This is now from the other side. It runs up to the top, and we actually have to disconnect that in order to take the top cover off. Now the other thing we've got to do, I think we'll take the top cover off next, but you can then basically, if I was to zoom out a little bit, you see this bottom cover comes off as well, and that's eventually how you get the hydraulic pump out. But we've got to take the top cover off first to make sure we've disconnected and we're not connected in any way to the top levers. So yeah, so that's probably the next job.
Now for the challenging one.
Yeah, now we've got to get the top cover off. Now the top cover is reasonably straightforward. Obviously you've got all these bolts that need to come out. But the other thing is it's connected to the, let me just show you here, the top link at the back.
Yeah.
And that needs to be loosened as well. Just hang on, Oscar. So the top link is connected to, well, the spring is connected to this pin here, and at the bottom it's on a pivot point there as well, which is a hollow pin. I'm not really sure how to get a hollow pin out. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to try and get this pin out first, and that'll allow this to fold down, and then we can take the spring off. I'm expecting the spring to be seized inside there, but you never know, we might be lucky. If it is, we'll have to cut it off, and then we'll have to buy a new one, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll be lucky. But yeah, as Oscar observed, you can't get a socket on there, so this is going to be spanner work all the way around. So I think we'll start with this before we actually try and loosen the back cover. So here we go. Right, what did you find, Oscar?
There's actually a split pin in there.
Okay, but it's pretty much corroded away, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how we can get that out. I think what we'll do is we'll just try and chop it off.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to get that out easily. We're going to land up having to drill it out again.
He's bringing in the blowtorch.
Okay, let's try now. Okay, let's put a bit of oil on.
Okay.
It's starting to come, but we just need to put a bit of oil on to help it.
Yeah.
Let's put it in these two grooves here.
Okay.
With it being hot, it helps because it actually makes the oil thinner and allows it to travel right down to the pin. Right, smack it.
Okay.
There we
Oh,
go.
it's going! Woo!
Knock it out. This is hot, so don't touch anything, see? Yay! There we go.
Woo! Yay!
Now, in theory, this should turn out. It's very hot, so don't touch it, but the problem is it's probably got seized inside there. So we're going to try But if it doesn't come out, then we'll have to cut it off.
Oh.
But let's...
Let me just see.
No, not that way. That's the wrong way. You're not going to do it with that, darling.
No.
I'm probably not even going to be able to do it with this, but let's just see.
You're just bending the spring.
Yeah. So we try and lift it further.
Oh, I saw it turn a little bit.
Yeah, looks like it might come.
Show a fight. Show good fight. Whoa. What was that?
That's the threads.
Oh, that's so loud.
Right, so let's get a little bit of oil down there.
Okay. Can I do a bit? Turn.
Huh?
Can I do a bit? Turn?
Darling, you're not going to be able to turn it. You can try.
Oh! Okay. You
Go
do
on.
it. Oh, okay.
Go on.
Oh, I don't want to try. Oh! It's just hurting my shoulder. It did one little bit.
Well done. Okay.
It's getting quite easy now.
Okay, pull it up.
Yay!
There we go. Oh, the threads are this side, not that side. Ha ha. Anyway, okay.
What do you mean? Haha.
No, I thought they were this side. I was putting oil there, but actually the threads are here. Right, there we go. So that's off. So now we can pop the top off. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to be able to separate this arm. It needs to be able to be pulled this way in order to allow it to clear this main shaft. Come down a bit, please, Oscar. You see this main draft shaft? We've got to get over that when we pull the lift cover off. So I believe, I'm stand to be corrected, but I believe we need to remove that bolt, that one there. And there's one on both sides. I think if we take those off, it should slide off. So we're going to have a go at that and we'll see how we get on. We'll come back. Okay, we've taken out all the bolts except for these four. These four hold the master cylinder to this top plate, and we want to take it out with that. So we leave these four. What we might do though, before we try and lift it, we might just loosen those so that they're loose, just while it's in place. It'll be easier to loosen them. But basically you've got two here, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 bolts that come out, and they're all different sizes. So you've got two sort of medium sized ones here and here, there's 3 of those. Then you've got 4 long ones that go over the main hip, and then you've got short one, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 short ones around the front face there. So we'll just loosen these quickly, and just so that they're loose. In other words, we just crack them, and then we know that we won't struggle to get them off when the whole thing's apart. Okay, now this thing is really heavy. I'm going to lift it. I'm going to lift it and try and take it out over the back, but we do have to lift it right up in order to get those arms free. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to lift it high enough. Most likely it's going to be very stuck as well, so we're probably going to have to pry it loose with a pry bar. But anyway, let's see how we go. Hopefully this will all work, otherwise it'll be a massive fail on camera.
Okay, so...
No, hang on, I don't want you damaging the gasket too much, or the gasket surface. So we're going to just try and pop it from the back here. There we go. Okay, that's broken the seal. Put that down, please. Right, now Oscar, I'm going to lift it, and I want you to look carefully inside and just make sure that nothing is getting caught, okay?
Okay.
And if it is, you need to kind of let me know, okay?
Wait, there's a spring still attached.
I think that'll come out with it. Let's have a look.
Yeah. Okay, you're okay. Wait,
Okay,
what's happening?
something's caught because it's not coming out.
And Dad,
Yeah,
there's another problem.
what's that?
If you try and look, how are we going to get that past that?
Well, these arms are freed from that, so I was hoping they were going to slide straight off.
Okay, so something's catching there. Oh, the cylinder actually. I think the cylinder might go just past there.
So we may have to lift it back and then slide it forward, you think?
No,
slide it back. Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, maybe.
Except that I can't. Oh, yes, I can. Right, what's catching there?
Just that thing
What thing?
that I was showing you. It doesn't want to come away. I've almost got it, There we go. Got it. Take it out.
There we go.
Woo! We did it! So that's one of the chambers, or cylinders.
That's the main hydraulic cylinder, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So it looks to me like somebody's been in here. They've probably done a restoration and they've decided to paint this silver. But you can see the silver paint. In fact, I'm going to show you the other side. The silver paint has actually started peeling off. So have a look at this side. Hopefully you can see that in the camera there. Okay, so what you can see here, I mean, this is the paint's just coming off in my hands. And that's basically rust sitting underneath it. So that all needs to come off, and we need to sandblast it and get it all sorted out again. But the main
Cylinder.
is push rod, basically, that looks to be in okay condition. We obviously don't know the condition of the cylinder yet. We'll work that out once we get going. The thing I'm just trying to find is, oh, here we go. So okay, so this hole here is the main feed where the hydraulic oil comes up. There's a pipe in the bottom that comes all the way up the transmission case and it feeds the oil into the cylinder. And of course then it pushes out the piston, which pushes out the push rod, which pushes this lever, and that's what drives your arms up and down. And then of course when you lower it, it releases pressure and it allows the piston to come back. And basically that's how that works. This arm here, this is your main control arm, so that rides right down the bottom against the hydraulic pump, and where that spring that we were taking off at right at the beginning, when that pushes, and therefore the system senses a pushback or a resistance on, for example, the plough, it basically pushes this back like that and increases pressure in order to raise the plough slightly. So that's basically your draft control that you have. So this whole contraption is to feed the draft control, and right down the bottom there's a T piece that sits in here, and that's the valve that basically controls the hydraulic pump, and that's what we needed to do. We needed to release 2 bolts that were in here, and then pull this apart, pull these arms apart in order to take that. I'll show you once we've got it all apart, and we'll show you that properly. But yeah, so for the main part, that's the top cover off. Next job is going to be to dismantle this. So we'll remove the arms, we'll remove the piston, check the condition of the piston. Hopefully it's in good shape. We just don't know. But I would say that somebody has restored this at some point, because I don't believe that this silver paint is the standard from the factory. And that's, you know, that's quite reasonable given the tractor's age. I'm sure that it would have been restored at some point. The other thing I'm noticing now, just looking at this, there seems to be some welding has gone on inside here as well, which I don't think is standard either. So looks like somebody's made a repair at some point. Okay, cool. So that's the top cover. I think the next thing we're going to do is drop the hydraulic pump out, because I'd like to look at both of these essentially at the same, or basically in the next set of videos. So that's it for now.
So right down in here, there's actually some, I think, some corrosion that's gone on. And there's a little hole there.